Hi, this is Kim and Kabee with Getting Bolder, and we are going to tell you about yesterday in which we drove from Gallup, New Mexico to Cottonwood, Arizona.
Yep.
We had quite the day, but we started out with a prompt back in the El Rancho. See, I said it there right. I didn't say El Ranchero for one. Hotel, which was so cool in Gallup, and the prompt was fitting in. And I thought that was a good one, didn't you?
It was, yes.
I mean,
it was.
because we started talking about how at this age of your life, it's very important to find your tribe, but your tribe may be changing than the people that were your tribe in through the 50s and maybe early 60s. Because a lot of times we go through periods in our lives that our friends are connected to people we work with who have kids the same age. And then all of a sudden, I think at around 65, you can find yourself with nothing in common with those people.
Exactly. And I think the changing environment that you're in, as you mentioned, means that sometimes a truer part of us comes out because those buffers of children or job or the commonalities that you were sharing are stripped away a little bit. And sometimes it's a little shocking. I went through a period of time that I was shocked I'd sort of lost my community.
I think a lot of people do. I think that's something a lot of people go through, is that they lose their tribe.
And there's a real grief about it.
Yeah, but that's also part of the growth cycle, because if you're trying so hard to fit into a world that no longer is your world, you can't grow.
Right.
So I thought that was kind of an interesting thing about that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and show you the stretches that we did. We have two really good ones, so here they go.
Okay, good morning. We're in Gallup, New Mexico, and I wanted to show a stretch that I really like because you can do it anywhere, dressed any way, in an office or anything. Find a door frame and put your hands on either side of the door and then just lean into it. Lean right into it. And you can move your hands around to feel the effect on different parts of your back and shoulders and see where you need to stretch the most.
And mine is a super simple shoulder stretch. You've probably seen people do this, but what they do is just kind of casually swing at their arm. That doesn't do much. Really engage your shoulder, put your hand there, and give it a pull. Our shoulders and our back can get really tight. So give that a nice stretch on both sides, especially good if you've been doing a lot of driving. Okay, then, back in the car, on the road to the Wigwam Motel in Holbrook, Arizona. And this place it's so iconic. 66, it's crazy. They're concrete.
Yes. It's very cool.
Concrete teepees.
It's very cool.
And there used to be a chain of 6 of them, and this is the last one that exists, but they're still available for the night. And we went in one.
It actually looked like they were full the night before we were there because they were cleaning them all. And, so I think they do a pretty brisk business.
Well, they park, vintage cars around, and Cars, the movie, the Disney Pixar movie, has a whole scene where they stop at the Wigwam Motel, and they've got a really good replica of Tow Mater sitting out there that says, Tow Mater's grandpa and all this kind of stuff. But it looked like it was doing kind of a lively business.
Not just people staying there. We were not the only people who stopped just to take pictures.
Oh, listen, this is a tourist stop.
It's a thing.
It was a thing. It was a scene. But one thing that's kind of interesting about it is it's called the Wigwam Motel, but it's technically not wigwams. It's teepees. Wigwams, here's the picture, are domed things that were kind of used for more group communal settings, and teepees were the individual family dwellings you could pick up and take with you. They were kind of like the pop tents of the Plains Indians. So that was a really interesting stop. The next stop was one of my absolute favorites on the whole trip.
It was mine.
Winslow, Arizona. And it is a very cool little town that leans heavily into its 66 connection.
Yes.
Because they've got Standing on the Corner Park.
Right.
Tribute to the Eagles song, Take It Easy. And there's a statue of Jackson Browne and Glenn Frey. It was Jackson Browne.
That was Jackson Browne?
Yeah, it was okay. Jackson Browne and Glenn Frey. And everybody gets their picture with them.
Oh, yeah.
This place had tons of people. It was hopping.
Yes, it was.
It's like a total, but we ran into a elderly British motorcycle gang.
It's not on my bingo card.
So much about this trip. Not on anybody's bingo card. They were older people in matching black jackets, and they started talking to Thad. That's how we met them. And they're riding the Southwest.
Right, on motorcycles. And I was confused a little bit because it's a group called the Eagle Riders. And I assumed maybe they were just like really hardcore Eagles fans. So I asked them, they said, no, that's the name of the company. So if you're interested in taking a motorcycle tour, apparently anywhere in the world, they can arrange it. You get a jacket that says Eagle Riders.
And they were very genteel motorcycle people.
Yes.
It was like if you imagined all the contestants of the Great British Baking Show got on motorcycles and rode through Arizona.
It was very much like that. That's an excellent description.
And so anyway, it was really fun to run into them. Another thing that made Winslow just such a fantastic thing is it's got one of those great historic hotels that are along the Route 66 stop, La Posada. And
it's not just on the Route 66 stop. It's also next to the Amtrak station. So people would take the train in and just get off and be at the hotel, which is neat.
It's one of those old hotels that's like in the movie The Harvey Girls, where people would just pull off the train and walk to the hotel. It practically goes to the grounds of the...
Yeah, it was very
The grounds are so gorgeous. I mean, how pretty was this hotel?
I wasn't expecting anything like it. They're just beautiful areas with gardens, different kinds of gardens, sitting areas. There's a platform built out by the railroad tracks where you can watch the trains coming in and leaving, and it was just very neat.
And so many little nooks and crannies, lobbies everywhere, and there's a complete art installation. It's like a museum is inside the hotel. I mean, art gallery looking space.
No, it is an art gallery. There is an art gallery installation in there that caters to this particular person's art. It's her art. But that you were talking about so many lobbies.
Kind of strange art.
There were so many lobby sitting areas that we didn't find reception till the end.
Yeah, we almost never found.
Couldn't find
it's in the gift shop.
Yeah,
in our defense.
Yes, it was.
But we wandered around for a long time. But the hotel has a real haunted vibe.
And a deep history. There's one little room where they just show the documentary about the hotel over and over again. You can go in and sit like a screening room and learn about it.
Well, that got us thinking, okay, these historic hotels. I did the Campbell in Tulsa together. We did Mabel
Dodge Loon. We've been to the Stanley.
Yeah, we've been to Stanley on a different trip.
Right.
We did the El Rancho, and then we saw the La Posada. So what all those hotels had in common is they were along Route 66.
True.
They're historic, but here's the thing: they are no more expensive than like
like where we stayed last night.
Like a La Quinta or a place we are right now, which is, let me tell you, it's not historic, it's not charming, it's barely functional.
Does not have a pretty garden.
But in the same 150 to 200 price tag, you can stay at one of these hotels. So why do we just pull off the interstate and stay at
it is worth doing a little bit of research. And the other thing about it is, I mean, we're where we are right now in part because in this area where we are in Cottonwood, Arizona, there aren't many dog-friendly places.
True.
All three of those that you named are dog-friendly.
They're all dog-friendly.
And gorgeous.
I mean, all four of them were dog-friendly in that, which is, so my philosophy now that I'm going to use for future trips is periodically stop in a reliable chain so you can like do laundry.
Right. And that is true. We did laundry.
That you know exactly what you're getting. If you're super tired, if you just can't deal with it. But if you've got a little extra time, do some research and find one of those historic hotels because, I mean, La Posada. Oh, and this is interesting. Another fun fact. I don't think you know this one. La Posada just is Spanish for the inn, the residence, but it actually is the same word as the original inn, which is the manger in the Christmas story. It's called La Posada.
I did not know that.
So it's like the ultimate inn or the original inn.
They did have that beautiful nativity.
It's
a Native American nativity. And it's
in the gift shop. They have a lot of them.
And the one we were admiring wasn't even for sale. It is an art piece. It's a $5,000 art piece.
But it's kind of a nod
to now
it
makes sense.
So many things do eventually. Next stop, Winona. Now this is so funny.
It was a stopette.
It was like a mini stop. In the Nat King Cole Route 66 song, he's like, Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Winona. Well, everybody does forget Winona because the road deviated off of it, and all that's left of Route 66 there is this one bridge that's just sort of famous. So we kind of zoomed off 40 at that point, saw the bridge, and zoomed back.
You can't drive across it or anything anymore. It's not connected to other roads.
Well, I would not advise driving across it in the sense there's nothing on either side. But other than that, it's a great bridge. And then finally, after all that excitement and going through what seemed like 20 different weather zones in one day.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we kept changing clothes because we were going from cold to hot to cold to hot. It was crazy. And the elevation's so high here. It's really a factor.
We went up to 5,000 feet elevation.
We went across the Continental Divide, the whole 9 yards. We checked into the neither the historic nor charming Best Western, and went to an Arizona winery for dinner, and just had a great quiet
Yeah, it was
night.
lovely. It was really nice.
So today we separate. We go our separate ways. Kabee's going to her conference. I'm going further down Route 66. So you'll see that soon.
But
Thanks
it was
for-
nice being with you for 5 days.
Yeah, well, you'll see.
Oh,
Her.
you won't see me on this trip again.
You'll see her again in the future. She's kind of she's my unpaid talent. All right, bye.
Bye.